And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that lovely duct tape. We were just barely able to get the entire thing through as we are returning. We are jumping in mid-series to something beautiful, to something amazing, to a 13-12. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is worth the wait because spawning in the top left-hand corner of Babylon, we have the best player in all of Hong Kong, the Blue Zerg. It is GogojOey. I quickly try and set this up. Going for the 13-12 and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Babylon, we have his opponents. We have the Korean Terran player residing in the land of Japan, representing K10. It is HonMonO. It's gonna be worth the wait, Poppy. It's gonna be worth the wait. Again, they've been duking it out the entire time of the past hour here. They've made it all the way to the ace match. That we've had mech, we've had bio, we've had mech and bio. And we're also about to have some cheese. Very unorthodox build here, especially in a ZVT. Going for a 13-12 is crazy. He has lost his mind with this. He has fasting speed. He pulls out a gas, so it's not going to be a Bane bust. It is not going to be a Roach Warren either. Just pure Lings. Lings are flooding across the map as we speak. HonMonO, I don't really know what has been happening in the last games, but no SCV Scout. No SCV Scout whatsoever. He is going for the Reaper first, thankfully, so he will have that at least to work with. But this CC is going to be denied. It may even be cancelled. We are expanding behind this, so we're not all in by any means, but we are skirting around the map to deal some economic damage and to put HonMonO behind. Oh boy. I quickly just try to set some things up. There we go. Beautifully. There we go. We do see Lings reveal themselves here. The Reaper actually decided to stay at home, so wise choice by HonMonO. I imagine GogojOey has been pretty aggressive this entire season. We see a cancel in the CC. Oh my god. Already, this opener paying for itself. Another SCV is going to be going down as well. The bunker, sorry, the depot does not finish. Ling speed finishes up. This Reaper is trying desperately to run back home, to rush back home, but it will not make it. Up. Ooh, oh my god. It barely gets in with 2 HP. Very close there by HonMonO, but again, his CC is delayed and GogojOey is free to drone from here. Oh. See in the chat, I don't need sleep. I need answers. I mean, last night I slept for like 5. I've slept for like 3 to 5 hour intervals basically over the past couple of days, just casting as much StarCraft as possible. And hey, we're almost at the end. I can see the finish line. I can smell the finish line, Poppy. It's gonna be worth it. It's okay, Poppy. It's okay. Also, I did see we have reached 1,000 Funadas. And I'm pretty sure like 800 of them were for sures. Este for sures. Este for sure. Shaking my head. Shaking my head. Aye. But before that happens, we have a pretty intense TvZ going on here. One that personally I'm pretty invested in right now. We may not have any Ducklings, but again, GogojOey did represent the CranKy Ducklings in WTL. He's my son, Papi. He's my son. And likewise, HonMonO is one of my favorite Korean Terrans. I love him. I love casting him. He's such a quirky, aggressive player in so many matchups. But here against Zerg, he's a more standard, more macro-oriented. He was in my Twitch chat last night, letting us know to call him HonMech. Sorry, 2 nights ago. HonMech instead of HonMonO, as he has been dabbling in the mech. Behind this, we do see a 1-1-1 follow-up. Third CC is a little bit delayed, but it's on the way nonetheless, and we're going into Cloaked Banshees. But again, after the opener, GogojOey is going to be able to poke and prod and force HonMonO back. I see the chat. The best player from Hong Kong versus the best player from Japan. Let's go. True. Japan versus Hong Kong. Vamonos. We do have the Roach Worm being thrown down again. GogojOey is very fond of going for Roach heavy compositions in ZVT. Is going to be throwing it down instead of a Baling Nest. Meanwhile, here at the third base, the Reaper did survive the early game. He's going to slip in and get a full scout. This is pretty important. We need to see if there is a transition, if there's gases, if there's a lair, if there's anything crazy going on. Oh, but quick reactions out of GogojOey. He's able to save that drone. And the Reaper once again somehow escapes on 6 HP. He gets out of there. Ay, ay, ay. Again, some know him as HonMonO. I like to call him the Honorable Monorable. Some know him as HonMacro. He's been trying to cloud our judgment, and he's been trying to gaslight us into believing that he's a macro player. But now, he's HonMech. 2 more factories are thrown down. HonMonO did let us know a couple of days ago that he has been working on his mech style. He has been refining it. And that's what he's going to be relying on here. And I'm shaking my head. I remember being so sad when he told me. He's like, Papi, I'm playing mech now. I'm like, no. Not like this, HonMonO. Not like this. Ay, ay, ay. At the same time, Ling Rumbai is going to be hitting this third base. 3 SCVs go down in the blink of an eye. At the same time, the Banshees and Hellions are trying to do what they can against the Queens. But the Queens, oh, one of them is going to go down. Not enough energy for a transfuse. The 4th base is under threat. And we are forced to cancel. So GogojOey does some counter damage. He does see more Hellions coming out. We have confirmation. It is mech. But GogojOey has confirmation. It's mech. And that is where the Roach Warren comes into play. Roach speed has begun. Roaches are being pumped out as we speak. The Banshees survived as well for drones getting picked off. Both GogojOey and HonMonO have been hurting a little bit, but HonMonO has been receiving the worst end of it. Has been taking a little bit more economic damage overall, but can he force a second cancel on this 4th hatchery? Oh, the Banshee! Ooh. The Banshees are barely saved. 5 HP on that Banshee. 14 HP on the other. Ooh, the Queens are falling left and right. We need some Roaches, Papi. The Roaches are on the way at the same time, and Lings go for another counterattack. Oh my god, GogojOey is relentless with his run-bys. And even though GogojOey may have lost 4 Queens, the Roaches come out in time to force the rest of this back. The Queens, they've done their duty. They've served their country well. GogojOey well, even. We're not just playing mech. We're not just playing battle mech. We are not stopping Banshee production, and we have Hyperflight rotors on the way, papi. Ay, ay, ay. HonMonO going for this new style. So this has been popping up. For those wondering, Banshees were buffed in the most recent patch. The patch that came out this year, pre-Katowice. And because of that, there have been a lot of players that have been messing around with Banshee Cyclone and Thor Banshee as well. And HonMonO is looking to experiment a little bit. We have 4 Banshees already. We're about to have 5. These Banshees, they can zoom. I think they're like as fast as a Muta with Hyperflight rotors. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane how fast these Banshees can be. Oh boy. Here we go. Just see a scan here at the natural base, just confirming the infestation pit at least. GogojOey is getting into Roaches. Oh, actually, he's going Roach Hydra. Very interesting composition here. Not very orthodox, but the Banshees have been spotted, and the Hydras do have their place against all these Banshees. Roaches go for a run by. The tower is taken down. Only the tower, and ooh, it's going to cost us a lot of Roaches. Cyclones do get a nice lock on. I wonder why these Hydras, and what I mean by that, I wonder if previously in this series, HonMonO went for this like very flexible Banshee style of mech, because that would make sense then for GogojOey to respond so quickly with a Hydra den. Alright, here we go. The army reveals itself. HonMonO's economy is still trying to get up and running, but his army is still looking quite terrifying. Let's have a decent amount of these Cyclones. A Banshee is just going to town as well. They have such a high DPS output. No mag fields though. I love this. He's focusing down the rocks. Oh no! Okay, the rocks are brought down, but there's just too much Roach Hydra. Not enough Cyclones to really force this back. And HonMonO has to turn around. Meanwhile, GogojOey's about to max out. He has 4 bases. Did I say 4? I meant to say 5. And now working on a 6th base as well. GogojOey had a hard time getting his 4th up and running, but he has been able to mass expand. He has been able to drone up to 87. His economy is on fire right now in a good way, not in a bad way. And his tech is looking quite good as well. GogojOey is ready for this, and HonMonO is still struggling to take off. Rotating over in between the bases. Oh, he's going to catch some of these transferring workers. Oh my god, the mineral line is exposed. 6 drones going down. Very nicely done. GogojOey was out of position. He was not ready for this. Up. We have a couple of abducts here and there, and you know what? They are cash money, to be fair. Don't really see Hellions abducted too often, to be honest. But you love to see it. Meanwhile, ooh, a bit of a missed rally here. One Cyclone going down for free. Magfield is finally finishing up. We have Blue Flame on the way. We have our armory upgrades as well. Oh, but the yoinks. These ones a little bit more valuable here on the Banshees, on the Cyclones. And HonMonO's army is just being picked apart. Oh. Good mine shot's going to be going off. HonMonO. Again, he's just really struggling to get any momentum here. Whenever he pushes in, typically GogojOey is keeping up with his army movement. He already has plenty of energy gathered up on those Vipers. He's not ready quite yet, but he's working on those rocks, getting ready for a surround. Does get a lock on the hatchery, but will not get it. Rocks finally fall, and now it's going to be that much more difficult and more dangerous for HonMonO to push into this location at the risk of being surrounded. Well, speaking of, the final Banshee is going to go down. Only Cyclones and Hellions remaining here. GogojOey just sending everything he has across the map. Waiting for his Vipers for one moment. And now with those Vipers, I mean, he can just pick up whatever he wants. One Cyclone goes down, second Cyclone, third, fourth. And they just keep on going. This is such a peculiar style. Usually we have Infestors to look down at the Cyclones to fungal them, but no, instead we're yoinking them, we're bringing the Cyclones to us. The fourth base goes down, 14, 15, 16 SCVs as well. Ling, Hydra, Viper going up against BattleMech and actually finding some success here. At the same time, every other base is on fire. The third has been compromised. The Cyclones are going to be able to hold on, but look at everything that HonMonO has lost. Ever since the opener, ever since the 13-12, GogojOey has had the momentum in this game, and HonMonO has just been really struggling to clean this up to catch up. His economy is in shambles. The boys have tried to be transferred over towards the new third base. But CCs are falling left and right. We can't afford to lose these bases, but what can HonMonO do? Vipers are showing up. We're getting some, not quite yet. We're getting some of Ducks. Get Buffy, there we go. 2 more Cyclones getting picked off, and this may just be all she wrote. GogojOey just remaxing immediately. Was such an interesting composition against an interesting composition of HonMonO, to be fair, to go into all those Banshees. Unfortunately, it didn't work out here for the Terran, for the Japanese Terran. And GogojOey has broken into the natural, soon to be the main base as well. A wave of Cyclones come out just in time, but the boys are being pulled. You don't want to be a Cyclone, not an SCV or a Cyclone, not this game. As the main base is compromised, the production is being camped, and GogojOey has done it. It took the ace match. We went all the way to game 5, all the way in the lower bracket as well. The final game of the qualifier, but GogojOey, after a long road, has finally made it. He's here. He is going to the ESL Masters Asia Regionals. Let's go, Papi. Let's go. Behind this, the economy is safe and sound. We have all of our bases. GG gets called. Good luck in the main event. HonMonO, with the manner. And GogojOey will be qualifying and will be making it on through to said ESL Masters Asia main event. GG, well played. Oh my god. What a way to end it. I do apologize. It was a little bit upsetting that we weren't able to cast the entire series, right? I would have loved to have been in the thick of it, of GogojOey and HonMonO, but we did have to follow SCV, you know, especially after his run against XY. It makes sense, you know, giving the limelight and shedding the spotlight on some of these lesser known players, but we made it here for the high profile match for the Joey against the Mono, the Mech, against the Ling Hydra, sorry, the Roach Hydra Viper even. Oh my god. It was amazing. It was beautiful. My condolences to HonMonO, because I know he has been practicing very hard, and he's a great player. He's a great guy. He's also, in a way, intertwined with the CranKy Ducklings as well. We see him quite often popping up in the chats, and we're able to cast him quite often as well. He has a very fun and entertaining play style. Very unique. I think that's the biggest thing. He's very unique, and he stands out because of that. He stands out more than a lot of the other up-and-coming Korean or Asian players, to be honest. You know, compared to like Jinyo or compared to Percival, for example. So my condolences to HonMonO. He was actually really nervous as well. Before the qualifier started, he was messaging me, and he said he was so anxious and so nervous. He said, "Mate, I feel like I'm gonna throw up." And I'm like, "Oh, take care, HonMonO, take care." Like the nerves were getting to him a little bit, as you know, he's relatively new to the pro scene. He's only been competing seriously for a couple of years. I would say like 2 years at this point, just over 2 years maybe. But yeah, the COVID era of StarCraft, if you will. But yeah, HonMonO, he did a really great job making it this far. Unfortunately, this is the end of his run, and this is how his story ends for ESL Masters Summer. Much love being sent out to HonMonO, but congratulations to GogojOey, because honestly, it would not be an ESL Asia without him. It would have been shocking if GogojOey did not make it. I was shocked. I was shocked to see him fall to XY. I do favor GogojOey against XY, to be honest. Oh, sorry. Fix that. I do favor GogojOey against XY, but XY was playing such a defensive style, it's almost frustrating in some ways. I'm sure GogojOey was getting frustrated as well. But yeah. Just letting the admins know what's been going on. Just gonna message Joey as well. Oh boy, but what was I even saying? But yeah, GG, well played. Yeah, Joey, again, it would have been really surprising to not see him in the main event, so congratulations, he does make it in the end. He will be a part of that, and we'll be doing our best to be able to feature him as well, as we're going to, I imagine, be in some way, shape, or form a part of the main broadcast. We're usually the B stream. We're usually the B stream for Asia and for Europe and America as well. For the previous DreamHacks last year, I'm sure for ESL Masters, we may be a part of it as well. We'll see. We do have to kind of get into talks with ESL, and fingers crossed that we're able to be a part of the main broadcast once again. It's been a regular thing, but at the same time, I don't really know how much they're gonna need a second stream, just because I know they're like consolidating and changing the format. So we'll see. We will notify you if we are a part of that, and yeah, we'll let you know. Regardless, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thank you so much for the support. It is just over midnight. It is 12:30 a.m. here in the land of Australia. For those who don't know, I know we have a lot of new viewers, but yes, I'm Australian. I know there's a meme that I'm from Texas. Kappa. It's an old meme. It's a bit of a deep cut. If you know, you know. But yeah, it's quite late here, and I'm gonna be rushing to bed right after this. Maybe quickly getting some dinner, some food inside me, getting some water, and then I'll be going to bed. And I'll be waking up in 6-ish hours. The next cast is going to be in 7.5 hours, but I will have to wake up before that just to prepare the stream and get everything ready. ESL Masters America, 7.5 hours. Be there. Be a part of StarCraft history in this new era of ESL Masters, in this new format. Oh, this new time. Yeah. Be a part of it. Otherwise, if you're about to go to bed, good night. It's really late here in Australia, in Southeast Asia, in New Zealand, for example. Very late here, and I know a lot of people were staying up to watch their favorite players from Japan, from Hong Kong, make it through. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. I do really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the cast, check us out on the CranKy Ducklings all over the place. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Discord. We're all over the place. If you want to tune in, or if you want to be notified when we go live, we do post on social media. And we do post other news updates as well, if you're interested in that sort of thing. Otherwise, check out our YouTube channel. We upload every single one of our VODs to YouTube. I mentioned this last cast as well. We upload on YouTube on a daily basis, but we only upload one tournament a day because we don't want to flood like the subscription box or anything like that. And we do usually cast, like today we cast 3 events a day. So the YouTube uploads are a little bit behind because we restricted to 1 a day. But eventually it will catch up. Because of that, some of the newer casts aren't there, but the older ones are, and eventually everything will be uploaded to YouTube, so be sure you check that out if you are interested in watching some of our older content, or maybe an event that you wanted to watch but you missed out on, like I Am TvZ or Home Story Cup or ESL Open Cups or NA Apprentice, for example. There's a lot going on. WTL's another big one that we do cast. So if you're interested, check out our YouTube channel. Otherwise, just follow us here on Twitch so you know when we go live, and you can be a part of the broadcast. You can be a part of the scene. Part of the scene. There you go. There you go. Meanwhile, if you're interested in myself, light_VIP, I do stream on my personal channel as well. I haven't been streaming over the weekend just because we've been busy casting. And I have to preserve my voice. Honestly, my throat is hurting a little bit, and I'm gonna just take a load off, and hopefully I feel better in the morning. But yeah, I haven't been streaming recently because of all the casting, but starting next week the streams should be coming back. And if you're interested in some master level Zerg ladder for StarCraft, then I've got you covered. I'm also doing a playthrough of Diablo 2 for the first time. The Diablo 4 beta kind of got its hooks into me, and I'm really interested, so I'm playing Diablo 2 for the first time on stream if you want to tune into that as well. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. Shout out to all the other Ducklings as well. Yaku, Kuro, who's in the chat, who handles the social media. Asher Bro, Chase, Chappie, and everyone else involved. Steel Mold as well. Yeah, we're able to come together and make the CranKy Ducklings a reality. So, appreciate the support. Last thing is !Patreon in the chat. If you're interested in supporting the Ducklings a little bit further, then you can support us on Patreon. Our Patreon is not really set up to support the Ducklings, I guess. It's actually set up to support our tournaments. We do host and run our own events on a bi-weekly basis for some of these smaller regions like Oceania, Southeast Asia, Taiwan, Hong Kong, China, Latin America, and North America. We do focus on supporting the smaller regions that honestly need it. It's set up very similar to KSL, where initially we want to fund the events and then make them weeklies, and then hopefully pay out a bigger prize pool to them as well, to all these tournaments. So the Patreon, we're very I almost said translucent. The brain is going transparent with where all the money goes and how it's all set up. And again, it all is to fund and support the tournaments that we run, to try and support those smaller regions that, again, do need a little bit more support. KSL is great. KSL is doing a great job at supporting the Korean scene, but that doesn't mean that some of these other scenes don't need any help either. So that's where the CranKy Ducklings are stepping in. That's where we are trying to do our part as well. Yeah, I know, again, these other regions that we're trying to support are a little bit smaller, so they don't get as much eyes on them. They don't get as much love and support, but, you know, we're doing what we can. As much as we can. Yeah. With that, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. Again, 7.5 hours. ESL Americas is where you want to be. The European qualifiers are starting soon as well. Unfortunately, we won't be casting them because we need to sleep. Sleep is good. Sleep is important. So ESL Europe is going to be starting up in 1 hour and 30 minutes. So if you can't wait for Americas, Europe has got you covered. And I'm sure they have plenty of other casters for you. They've got Zombie Grub, they've got Wardy, they've got Rotterdam, they've got Steadfast, maybe Chicken Man, maybe Beelmolf. I don't know if any of them cast it, but I'm sure some of them do. For the European qualifiers, I'm sure there's going to be at least one English stream, so they've got you covered there. They do have you covered. They can satiate your hunger for some StarCraft. Oh, and yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. We will see you guys tomorrow morning in a couple of hours for the conclusion, the finale of ESL Masters. Americas is the final qualifier We've made it. We survived. Till then, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Ciao. Ciao. Bye.